The Gift of Magi, a story by O. Henry. The Magi, as you know, were wise men, wonderfully wise men, who brought gifts to the babe in the manger. They invented the art of giving Christmas presents. Being wise, their gifts were no doubt wise ones, possibly bearing the privilege of exchange in case of publication. And here I have lamely related to you the uneventful chronicle of two foolish children in a flat who most unwisely sacrificed for each other. But in a last word, to the wise of these days, let it be said that of all who give gifts, these two were the wisest. Of all who give and receive gifts, such as they are wisest. Everywhere they are wisest, they are the Magi. Della and Jim were young and poor, and they loved each other so much. Their small, threadbare apartment was in a rundown part of New York City, but it had been their home since they were married, and they were happy in it. Now it was the day before Christmas, and Della was counting her savings, $1.87. That was all it came to, just $1.87, and the next day would be Christmas. Della tossed herself onto the sofa and wept. Only $1.87 to buy a gift for Jim. She had spent so many happy hours planning about what she would get him. It had to be something fine and precious, just like Jim himself. But what could she do with $1.87? Suddenly, Della stopped crying and sat up. She had an idea. Why hadn't she thought of it before? Quickly she went to the mirror and pulled the pins of her hair. Now, there were two possessions in which Jim and Della both took great pride. One was Jim's gold watch, and the other was Della's beautiful brown hair. With trembling hands, Della did up her hair again, wore her old brown jacket and hat. With a whirl of skirts, she hurried downstairs to the street. She walked until she came to a sign that read, Madame Sofronie, hair goods of all kinds. Della knocked on the door and the woman answered. Will you buy my hair? Della asked. Take off your hat and let me have a look at it, Madame said. Down rippled the beautiful brown hair. $20, said Madame. Okay, do it quick. And Madame did a few snips and she was finished. For the next 2 hours, Della searched the shops for Jim's gift. She found it at last, the one gift that surely had been made for him and no one else, an elegant platinum watch chain. Grand as Jim's watch was, Della knew that he was ashamed of its shabby strap. With the platinum chain, he could consult his watch with pride in the finest company. As soon as she got home, Della looked at her hair in the mirror. If Jim doesn't kill me, she said to herself, he'll say I look like the newsboy. But what could I do with $1.87? At 7 o'clock, holding the watch chain tightly in her hand, Della sat down to wait for Jim. When she heard his footsteps on the stairs, she said in a silent prayer, Please, let him think I am still pretty. The door opened and Jim walked in. He stared at Della with an expression she could never understand. Jim, darling, she cried, jumping up to hug him. Don't look at me like that way. I had my hair cut off and sold it so I could buy you a Christmas present. It'll grow back. My hair grows awfully fast. Please, Jim, say Merry Christmas and let's be happy. Wait till you see the gift I've got you. You've cut off your hair? said Jim slowly, as if he couldn't believe what he was seeing. Cut it off and sold it, said Della. Don't you like me just the same? I'm still me even without my hair. Suddenly Jim seemed to wake from his trance. He took Della in his arms, then he took a package from his pocket. Don't worry, Dell, he said. No haircut could make me love you any less. But unwrap this package and you'll see why I look so disappointed. Excitedly, Della tore off the paper. She gave a joyful cry, which instantly turned to a tearful wailing. For inside the package lay a set of combs Della had seen in a shop window on Broadway and longed for ever since. Beautiful tortoise shell combs with jeweled rims. They were expensive, she knew, and she had longed for them without the least hope of ever owning them. Now they were hers, and the beautiful hair they should have adorned was gone. But she hugged the combs and tried to smile, looking up with damped eyes, and she said, "My hair grows so fast, Jim." Then she leaped up and cried, Oh, you haven't seen your present yet." She held it out to him eagerly. "Isn't it wonderful, Jim?" she said breathlessly. "I hunted all over the town for it. You'll have to check the time 100 times a day now. Give me your watch, I want to see how it looks." But Jim just flopped down onto the sofa and smiled sadly. "Dell," he said, "let's put our Christmas presents away for now. They're too nice to use just yet." Then, taking a deep breath, he said, "I sold the watch to get the money for your combs."